Alright guys, welcome back to DeFonzi's Garage. What are we going to do today? Well, we're going to work on the STI. Why? Well, we got some speaker crackling and we definitely don't want that. I'm going to show you, hopefully it picks up very well. We need to go ahead and put on some of that copyright-free music so you can go ahead and hear it. But I'm going to show you how to do an install of a kicker sound system. Stay tuned. Alright guys, it actually might be kind of hard to hear, but the passenger side speaker is actually crackling quite a bit. The sound on this isn't really going to do any type of justice, but there is OEM speakers in the door. We're going to go ahead and upgrade those to kicker. So I'm going to show you a step-by-step video on how to do so. And you just want to make sure that you go ahead and you're careful, because you don't want to break anything. You want to put it back just like it was. Alright, this is the box right here. This is everything that I got for the kit. These are plug and play, so it should literally go right where the old ones are. Like I said, they should be plug and play. So there is all 4 speakers for the front and the rear. And buried in here deep should be the tweeters. And there's 2 tweeters in there. Alright, tools needed. I like to use these. Don't mind the mess. Been going through a whole bunch of stuff trying to reorganize the garage. But I like to use these plastic pry bars because when you go to take any type of plastic off the car, it doesn't do any type of damage like a flathead screwdriver would. We are going to need screwdrivers though, so we're going to need a little stubby. I'm going to show you why, but it's actually for the tweeters. And I am going to grab a little flathead screwdriver, and I'll show you why, so we can go ahead and we can pry up some of the plastics. So I'm going to start on the passenger side, and I want to go ahead and we got to pull this entire plastic cover off right here. Flathead screwdriver, you don't want to come in here like a barbarian because you're only going to do damage. You can see there's a little tab right here. Just want to pull it out slightly. Exposes the Phillips head screw that's in there. And we're going to do the exact same thing right here. I'm going to try to do it one-handed. There's the other one. Lift up. You could see the Phillips screw. We'll grab our stubby. You don't really need a stubby for this one. Any regular one will work. Got that one. It's a lot of fun doing it one-handed. And then our other one's going to be right there. Alright, after both screws are out, the next thing you want to do is you want to kind of come down here, where my hand is. Now this is where the plastic pry tools come in play. These right here. You're going to just want to wedge one right underneath. I usually go with the smaller one. You want to wedge it in between here and the plastic, and you're going to pull out, and then you're going to lift up. These just basically prevent you from scratching up your paint. There's the speaker right there. We're going to go ahead and unhook that tab. And then there's 3 screws. One there, and one there. And we're going to go ahead and pull that out. This part right here, you see there's a little tab right here on the side. Probably hard to see. You push in on that and the entire clip will come right out. That's what it looks like when you pop it out. All right, we're going to take that out of there, and then we're going to go ahead and grab one of these. I think they're all identical. I'm going to go ahead and get them laid out. So nothing's labeled. These two right here were in a green bag. Looks like we have some like sound deadening, make sure there's no vibrations. These are the other two. That's the one that came out of it. There's two there. And there's two there. Putting these back on, you literally just want to line them up just like you took them off. But then you just want to go ahead and give it like a little punch. They're plastic. You don't have to beat it. Enough that like if you're pulling on it, the thing's not going to come off, which it's not. But the plastic clips will actually pop themselves back in. And then you're just going to go ahead and line up the screws. So this one is actually the rear, and the reason being is it's got the harness. You can see it right there. It's got the harness actually like embedded to the side, and I'll show you on the driver's side. My camera died when I tried to show you on the passenger side, but I had to reroute the stock plug. This is supposed to be all plug and play, and it is. Super easy to install, not hard at all. Passenger side is done. I'm going to go ahead and throw the tweeter in on the passenger side, and then we'll do the driver's side. This is where I like to use my little plastic pry, because then it doesn't booger up your entire dash. You don't want it to look like shit. Well, who knows? Maybe you do. Maybe you want to be an animal and just go to town on it, but if you're patient, especially with one hand, it should pop right up. It's all plastic little clips. It's always fun doing this one-handed. Alright, there's the tweeter right there. This is where you need the little guy. Take your time. I got the sun blasting me right in the eyeballs. Can't see nothing. Once they're a little loose, I can probably get them by hand. There's one. There's two. This whole thing pops right out. And you just want to make sure that you unplug it. I'm not going to be able to do this one-handed, guys. So you'll have to trust me. You just want to pull that out. And there's the kicker tweeter right there. It's going to plug right in here. And then we're going to go ahead and put both screws back in. I'm going to go ahead and start this by hand just because there's literally no room. And it's not like you have to kill it anyway. Lined it up on my first try. And putting it back in is just like you took it off. And just like that, tweeter's done. So passenger side's done. Let's move on to the driver's side. Open. Like I said, don't kill it unless you want to and make it look like shit. It's up to you. There's one there. You want to grab your hand like right around like here. Usually if you pull up on it, I'm definitely not going to be able to do this one-handed. it'll pop out. Worst case scenario, you can get one of those plastic pry tools that I have, stick it in between the plastic and the paint and just pull out a little bit and it'll break it free. This is the plug that I'm going to show you when I install the new kickers. This actually has to get rerouted underneath, down here where the speaker is. And I'll try to get you in there and show you because the new one definitely doesn't fit right up here. Again, 3 screws, one there, one here, one there. And I'm going to show you that we got to do a little rerouting. So you can see this pigtail right here. It's not the same as this. The plug's right there, so there's a little tab here that says up, so it's got to sit just like this, but I'll show you how we got to reroute. So this right here it's not going to fit. There's no way that it's long enough to actually go to the back of the speaker. So we're going to pull this back just a little bit, and basically if you stick your hand up in here, you can actually feel the plug. I need the plug to leave here and actually come down through here. Finessing, I don't want to pull any of this sound deadening off, and then I just literally fished it under here. So now when I go and I grab this, it should line up to where I could plug it right in. And of course, driver's side tweeter, same thing. Screw there, grab from the bottom just like on the passenger side, pull it right out. Go ahead and take our plastic, pry up. See if I can do it one-handed like I did the passenger side. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to DeFonzi's Garage. What do we want to go ahead and do today? Well, the STI, take 2. Alright guys, welcome back to my garage. This is DeFonzi's Garage. What are we going to do today? The STI's got a little bit of bleh.